Now, Jeremy Corbyn had some kind words to say about Meghan. In 2020, Jeremy Corbyn and his wife Laura Alvarez privately offered sympathy for Meghan's treatment at the hands of the UK tabloid press and gave Prince Harry and Meghan a book of verse by 17th century Mexican poet Juana Inés de la Cruz. Prince Harry and Meghan responded with a personal note of thanks. Now, Jeremy is one person that offered sympathy for Meghan's treatment at the hands of the UK press because he himself endured the same at the hands of the UK tabloid press. A hate and smear campaign was also orchestrated against Jeremy Corbyn by the UK press. Now, Jeremy Corbyn commented in the past in relation to Harry and Meghan about press intrusion and its impact on people and their families, and to use Harry's words, the racial undertones in relation to how the media has approached and also covered Meghan. Jeremy Corbyn criticized the racial undertones in the media coverage of Meghan. People can see what has been happening to Meghan. People can see it. And I like amplifying the voices of those who speak up and out against the UK press coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan, full of racial undertones, meaning they have been so racist towards Meghan. However, I do want you to hear directly what Jeremy Corbyn had to say about the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. And this is it, my family. This is it.
I think private correspondence with them, right?
This is it.
Because you had private correspondence with them, right? Mm-hmm. What do you make of those guys? Obviously, they're in the news as well.
Very interesting. Harry's life has obviously been totally in the public eye, but former serving officer and so on in the armed forces. And Meghan is, I think, very interesting and very clear-thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her.
Do you think she's been poorly treated in the last sort of few days by the public? Yeah.
Well, not so much the last few days. Actually, it's been all right the last few days, so they've been quite warm towards her. But she, before that, I think the treatment of her was appalling. Absolutely.
So this is led by the media, obviously.
Yeah. It's led by the media wanting to, I don't know why, they just wanted to build her up into a negative figure, which she's not, and she's an intelligent, thoughtful woman.
Do you think, because obviously one of the arguments you see on social media is, it's racist. And they say, well, how could it be racist? And they trot out a bunch of examples. Do you think there's a racial component to it? Or is it?
I absolutely think there's a racial component to it. Absolutely, yeah, I do. I mean, who, why? Speculation, but she is a very able person. I think she's got a great contribution to make and lots of radical ideas. She's a good speaker. Good.
Yeah, very obviously got a career and a life outside of
absolutely.
Marriage and
I think that's what the stress is, because the Duke of Edinburgh always called it the firm, and he thinks everybody should be in it like that.
And she wasn't up for that, you think?
No. That's what I understand, yeah.
And what about Harry? Do you think he was sort of torn between the two, or?
I think, like any person where there's a lot of family stress, it's very difficult to cope with. Look at it from the human point.
My family, I want to say this, Jeremy has said that Meghan is a very interesting, very clear-thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her. I don't know why the media just wanted to build her up into a negative figure, which she is not. She's an intelligent, thoughtful woman. I absolutely think there's a racial component to it all. my family. And Jeremy talks about his discussions with Harry and Meghan on mental health and how knowledgeable they were about the stresses and necessary support needed. Corbyn shares his own views on the lack of resources for military personnel, and this is the other part.
Look at it from the human point of view. I remember talking to him and Meghan about mental health and mental health stress and so on. And they're very understanding of it, very understanding of how people suffer from mental health stress and how you need counselling, you need support, and you need friendships. And I was saying how inadequate mental health services are in this country. And I also said how I think the mental health services for the armed forces are poor, and for former soldiers almost non-existent. I did raise this with the army several times, and they still rely on charities to deliver post-traumatic stress counselling or the NHS. The Ministry of Defence should be doing it. I mean, it is shocking the number of ex-soldiers who are suffering from severe trauma that goes on throughout their lives, and the number who simply cannot cope with civilian life. And you meet them, they're homeless, they're rough sleeping. If you go and ask rough sleepers you meet on your way home, how many of them, and you'll be shocked at the number that have been at some point in the armed services.
No, my family, there's only one part whereby, I just feel like there's something that I have to explain, like the part whereby they're talking about, Harry being torn between supporting the firm, his extended family, or, Meghan, his wife Meghan. And the part whereby Jeremy Corbyn said that, apparently that was asked the question, and then he replied that, Meghan wasn't up to it, like staying over there. The thing is, my family, I have to say this. First of all, Meghan in the Oprah interview said that they tried everything in the book to try and make it work. Everything in the book to try and make it work. But it did not. The UK press was so racist towards Meghan. Racist to even Harry and Meghan's own children. They never stopped. They never stopped one bit. They never showed any mercy to even a pregnant woman when Meghan was pregnant with Archie. They never showed any mercy. They went after her. Time and time again. Time and time again. They went after Meghan. They didn't care one bit. The firm did not care about Meghan one bit. Meghan, left her job working at Suits, making $50,000 an episode. She had an independent life. The part whereby they spoke about, Meghan having an independent life. Yes, she had an independent life before she married into the royal family. An independent life. That is what Meghan had, an independent life. She traveled the world. In a Suits interview, she said that one thing she can't live without is her passport because she loved traveling the world. And when she married Prince Harry, Meghan said that they even took away her passport. The firm took away her passport. And she went through so much there. She gave up everything that she knew. A happy life, because she did have a happy life. Financial freedom to come back, to go and marry into a family that was already telling Prince Harry, as Prince Harry said in the Oprah interview, there was no money for Meghan. Meghan ditched her job to come to the UK to marry into the royal family, only to be told there is no money for Meghan. Meghan should go back to acting. But then, even if she did that, the UK press would have called her greedy, cashing in on the royal family. Because that's how much the UK press loathed the Duchess of Sussex. how much they hate the fact that a mixed race black woman fell in love with their precious white prince whom they think that they own. Let me just repeat this,
I had a very
part
nice public eye,
halfway.
But, former serving officer and so on in the armed forces, and Meghan is, I think, very interesting and very clear-thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her.
Do you think she's been poorly treated in the last sort of few days by the public? Yeah.
Well, not so much the last few days. Actually, it's been all right the last few days. So they've been quite warm towards her. But she, before that, I think the treatment was appalling. Absolutely.
So this is led by the media, obviously.
Yeah, it's led by the media wanting to. I don't know why they just wanted to build her up into a negative figure, which she's not, and which is an intelligent, thoughtful woman.
Do you think, because obviously one of the arguments you see on social media is, it's racist. And they say, well, how could it be racist? And they trot out a bunch of examples. Do you think there was a racial component to it? Or was it?
I absolutely think there's a racial component to it. Absolutely, yeah, I do. I mean, who, why, speculation, but, she is a very able person. I think she's got a great contribution to make and lots of radical ideas. She's a good speaker. Good.
Yeah, very. Obviously, you've got a career and a life outside of
absolutely.
a marriage.
I
and so
think
on.
that's what the stress is.
She had a career and life outside of the royal family. A career and life outside of the royal family. Long before she even met Prince Harry. UK media can have called Meghan, a B-list actress, and all the names in the book, all the abusive names in the book. But the fact is, Meghan was part of a successful series called Suits. Successful. It ran more than 9 seasons. You don't get renewed every season after season if you are not doing well. If you're not getting the ratings in, they will never renew it. But Suits was renewed season after season after season after season because the public loved it. The people, the fans of Suits, they loved it. They loved watching Meghan play Rachel Zane. They loved seeing that. And Meghan made up to, reportedly, $50,000 an episode on Suits. She made up to $80,000 per year from a website blog, The Tig. She traveled the entire world. She was a free and happy woman. Just go back into Meghan's life and look at her past life before she met Harry. You'll find that she was a very much happy, fulfilled woman. She had 3 million followers on Instagram. She was having lunch with her friend Priyanka Chopra, a long-time friend Priyanka Chopra. She had so much going on in her life, a life of happiness, and every single country that Meghan traveled to, you could tell how happy this remarkable woman was. Nobody ever accused Meghan of bullying. Nobody, no one. No one ever had a bad word to say about Meghan. Nobody. She lived her life. And she lived her life to the fullest. And then she met and fell in love with Prince Harry while being a biracial black woman. The UK press, Dickie Arbiter, said that it's just a fling. But then bang, Harry and Meghan got engaged and then they got married. Prior to that, we have Thomas Markle revealing that he himself participated in a plot to try and stop the wedding. Stop Prince Harry's wedding to Meghan, which was aired in the Sunrise interview. That was since deleted because Thomas Markle went off script. He was supposed to only slag off, insult Prince Harry and Meghan like how the press want him to do. But but he went off script and revealed the many things, many evil deeds that he committed against Meghan, someone he says that he loves. And my family, Meghan gave up a life of happiness to marry into the royal family, only to be told by Prince Harry to be told that there's no money for Meghan. She should go back to acting. But yet, the UK press will tell you, the UK press, the royal family will tell you, we bent over backwards for Meghan. We welcomed Meghan. That's what they will tell you. That's the lies that they will tell you time and time again. And we all know what that is. Those are a bunch of lies. The fact is, they never welcomed Meghan truly. That is a fact. That is the reality. They never welcomed Meghan. Within 8 days of Harry and Meghan's relationship becoming public, Prince Harry had to issue a statement condemning the colonial undertones of the UK press coverage of his then girlfriend Meghan. Within 8 days, Prince Harry had to condemn racism against his then girlfriend. And my family, Meghan's life was a good life. She lived a good life. She lived a good life. She lived a good life. And she traded all of that only to endure racism, press abuse, insults, bullying. But despite all of that, just look at how remarkable Meghan is. Meghan says with her heart, with all her heart and soul, I was willing to give that all up because my love for Prince Harry was much, much greater. That's how Meghan is. She has love inside of her heart. She has love inside of her heart. Something the UK press expresses hate for profit shall never understand. Something that the dysfunctional farm, the royal cult that calls itself a family, shall never know. Love. Prince Harry and Meghan have love for one another. And my family, I'm glad that first of all, Prince Harry and Meghan, both of them have honored their vows. I'm glad they love one another. But also, we can't forget what Meghan gave up, or all the things that Meghan gave up, only to marry Prince Harry and then be abused every single day. Okay? Because those are facts. She has been abused every single day ever since. Even long before they got married, even when they were boyfriend and girlfriend, long before that. When they were boyfriend and girlfriend, Prince Harry was already issuing statements asking the UK press to back off of his then girlfriend Meghan. But then the UK press will tell you that we welcome Meghan. Welcomed her with what? With racism? The UK press only know hate. That's what they know, because that's what they spread in their articles, in their shows on TV. And people like Jeremy Corbyn, they've seen the hate, they've seen the racism that Meghan has endured and spoken about it because they see it. They see it. Remember the comment that I made, that I read from someone on Twitter one day? I'll never forget that comment. It's astonishing how some people, the members of the public in the UK, don't realize that Meghan is being racially abused every single day for many years. It's astonishing. Or maybe they do see it, but are quiet about it, but are happy. Some of them, not all of them, some of them are happy to see it. Some of them are happy to feed the media who sell hate for profit, and they're selling hate surrounding Meghan. As Jeremy Corbyn has said, turning Meghan into a hate figure. The media want to turn Meghan into a hate figure. That is what the media has done. And Jeremy says that Meghan is a good person, intelligent human being. That is what Jeremy Corbyn said about Meghan. Meghan is a very interesting, very clear thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her. I don't know why the media just wants to build her up into a negative figure, which Meghan is not. When Meghan was accused of bullying by the firm, people who have worked with Meghan for years, like Patrick J. Adams, Suits Cast, all came out to speak about Meghan's character. And that should have told people, everyone who have been reading the lies that they are told by the UK press and still are being fed by the UK press of the character of Meghan. Before Meghan met Prince Harry, she was already giving addresses at the United Nations before she met Prince Harry. Before Meghan met Prince Harry, she was traveling the world with partnering up with One Young World charity, partnering up to give water, to bring water to Rwanda, long before she met Prince Harry. But my family, despite what they've gone through, Meghan has the support that Diana never had from Charles. Meghan has the support of a loving husband, something Diana never had, which people have pointed out in Prince Harry. And that's why I have so much respect for Prince Harry, so much respect, admiration, and love for Prince Harry. So much respect, admiration, and love for Prince Harry because of what he does to protect his wife and kids from the racism, the bigotry of the UK tabloid press. I respect him a lot. And I respect those who speak up and speak out against the abuse that Meghan has faced. People like Jeremy Corbyn and anyone who speaks out against abuse. It's important to highlight these voices. And my family, thank you, Jeremy Corbyn, for speaking to Prince Harry and Meghan and sympathizing with them over the treatment of Meghan at the hands of the UK press. Thank you, Jeremy Corbyn, for that. And someone said this, Jeremy Corbyn is a courageous straight shooter. Bless him so much. Someone also said this, that compared to all the sewage morning show clips about Harry and Meghan that filters out of the UK, this interview is like a balm to my soul. Jeremy Corbyn, ever so kind and logical, with props to the interviewer as well. God bless him. Thank you, Jeremy Corbyn. What a lovely, reasonable, intelligent man. And he really is. And if you read up on his past, he's amazing in his steadfast, genuine good works. The right-wing media cult hated him for that and hounded him out. He knows what Meghan is going through personally, from personal experience. Jeremy also endured a hate campaign against him by the UK press. The UK press conspired against Jeremy Corbyn because they hated Jeremy Corbyn. They hated him so much. The UK press hated him so much. And they turned him also into a hate figure. The UK press, they hate good people, but they love those who are bad, who are on the opposite side of the moral spectrum. That's just how to perfectly put it. They love those. They like those who are on the opposite side of the moral spectrum, because the UK press, they don't know what love is. They're just so used to hate. And that's what they did to Jeremy Corbyn, and that's what they're doing to Meghan, promoting hate against them. But despite all of that, may Meghan, Harry continue to rise. And thank you, Prince Harry, for being the husband to Meghan that Charles never was to the late Princess Diana. Once again, I just wanted to say that. And I want to hear your opinion about all of this. Someone said this, that this is my first time hearing a prominent UK politician understanding the human condition and showing empathy. He also has a lot of respect for them. the way the UK media demonized Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy has gone through similar to what Meghan is experiencing, minus the racism, of course. He gets it. He understands. Thank you so much for standing up for Harry and Meghan. Jeremy Corbyn, someone else says that. And my family, I want to hear your opinion right now about what Jeremy Corbyn has said. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. And stay tuned to our next video. May God bless each and every single one of you. Love your family always and forever. I want to hear your opinion about what has been said. And stay tuned to our next video. Thank you for all those who talk about this, the racism that Meghan is experiencing. It is one way that we can fight it, by speaking about it. Remember, the only way, oppression or abusers thrive is when good people, when they are victims, choose to remain silent. That's why it's important to speak up and speak out. My family, I want to hear your opinion, and stay tuned to our next video. God bless each and every single one of you. Speak up and speak out against abuse and racism. There is no place for racism in this world. Once again, always choose love. Love shall always triumph over hate. Thank you to all those who have spoken up and spoken out against the abuse that Prince Harry and Meghan have faced at the hands of the UK press and also the royal family. Thank you to all of those. And we need to keep amplifying those voices once again. My family, stay tuned to our next video. May God bless and protect Prince Harry, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet, Diana and Doria Ragland. May their life always be filled with so much love inside of them, in their hearts and in their souls. May God bless them so much with peace, joy, and happiness. We shall keep on fighting the hate. We shall keep on fighting the racism. We'll never stop. We'll never stop. We will never stop. We'll never stop. We'll never be quiet where we're seeing our fellow sister Meghan endure racist abuse at the hands of the UK press. We are never going to be silent about that. We're never going to be silent. We're going to speak up and speak out against the abuse and the racism. That's how we fight it. That's one of the ways that we fight it. And thank you all for joining this fight against racism and hate. And stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.